Hi. So I've just come back from 3 weeks in Japan, which is one of my favorite places to visit. It's just such an interesting combination of really ancient, deep, rich history, spiritualism, and then the super modern. So for this week, I want to share something that I noticed or observed while I was in Japan. Hi, and welcome to this week's happy hour. So, on our recent trip to Japan, we spent quite a few days in Tokyo. And Tokyo is this massive city. The whole population of Australia and a few million more all fits within this one city in Japan. And it's a busy place. There are a lot of people. The train stations are some of the busiest in the world. In fact, I think Shinjuku Station in Tokyo is officially the world's busiest station, with up to kind of 3.5 million people every day moving through the station, which works out as over 1 billion people a year just going through this one station. But something that I noticed with all of these, multiple railway tracks and exits and stations and trains coming every minute, every couple of minutes, is very few people rushing. I think I could count on my fingers in the 3 weeks we were in Japan the number of people I saw running for a train or just rushing through the streets. Like, everyone was busy, there were a lot of people, a lot of traffic, but no one was rushing. I also noticed that even though it's a really busy city, it seemed quiet in many spaces. As soon as you got off the main road or away from the railway, it was pretty quiet. And even the main roads, there wasn't that honking, forcing, driving, impatience that you would see in any other city in the world. And it really got me thinking about what's going on here and why is this such a difference in what you would see in other really busy cities. And it comes back to, I think, one of the key spiritual practices in Japan is Zen Buddhism. And there's a few different spiritual paths in Japan, but a lot of them they have like their background and their origin starts, and they merge together in the very early stages. So Taoism has some similar concepts of this allowing things to be, and not forcing, but kind of going with the flow. They also a real focus on being in the moment and really focusing on the thing that you're doing. So that's a really big key component of Zen Buddhism, is that the sacred isn't, something fancy that you do at a temple. The sacred is the everyday. So if you are washing dishes, you're washing dishes. If you're chopping wood, you're chopping wood. And they're not trying to multitask and do 1,000 things at once. And I think particularly in Western modern society, we have just become really glorifying of busyness and of making stuff happen, like that kind of getting shit done, or, hustling and multitasking, which is a complete fabrication. Our brains literally cannot multitask. So when we are trying to do more than one thing at once, all we're doing is just switching our attention from one thing to another and burning up all of our effort and energy and attention in the process. And so just a quick thought that you could take with you for this week is, where am I rushing for the sake of rushing? Where am I trying to push or force things to be other than how they are? Where am I trying to do and have too many balls in the air? And can I bring my attention back and just focus on the one thing at a time? Do it well. That's one of the other really powerful things that you'll notice in Japan is the craftsmanship. People will train for years and focus on being masters in one thing. Maybe they'll just create the most beautiful knives or a particular type of artwork, or maybe they'll just be the only people who can do a particular task in a factory. And everything revolves around this craftsmanship and this knowledge and this deep focus. And can we take some of that and bring it into our own lives so that we're not trying to scattergun ourselves in 1,000 different ways, and instead we can bring ourselves back and just focus on that one task and finishing that thing before we try and jam in the next thing. Anyway, that's my thought for this week. It's good to be back, and I will see you next week.